Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Now, as you can see by the setup and by the title, I'm going to film an updated library tour. I filmed one earlier in my channel days, but this is going to be a little updated one. We changed a few things and stuff like that, and I wanted to just provide a bit of a newer version. I put up a poll on Twitter to ask if you would like to see just this room or also my art books, and some people wanted to just see this room, and I figured it would also be simply easier if I just filmed our art books collections, like the massive books about artists and stuff with the pictures in it, separate, so the people who are interested in that can watch it. So I will be filming that at some point down the line. I have now had no idea exactly when, but I will be filming that sometime soon. And also a quick disclaimer, we know that it's a massive privilege that we actually can have this room. This is of course the shared room of my mom and I. We know that this is a massive privilege, but this room has been a long time coming. We now have it for I think about 5 years. And this is a collection of books that either one of us has read but the other hasn't, or books we would like to reread, but like mostly unread books of sorts. But again, this has been a collection that has been growing over the years, and through the help of other people and through used bookstores and special occasions and stuff like that. So we know that this room is a massive privilege and we appreciate that a lot. This is probably our one big luxury and the only thing we really put money in, and it's just our little treasure, but we also know that it is a privilege to own this room. I thought I would share some books with you on the shelves. Of course, I'm not going to show you every book in here. Some of it is double stacked as well. But just to give you a quick idea, those shelves are German language books, because mainly for the reason because my mom reads mainly in German, and right there are the English speaking books. Okay, now here we have some books we have to still find a place, or like from resorting the books, we currently have to figure out where to put them. One thing I would like to point out, also excuse the lighting, but in the next couple of days it won't get any better because it will rain for the next couple of days at least, and I really wanted to get this video out. So these books are part of a series. I'm not sure if they are translated into English, but this is a series my mom really loves to read, and they are in no way like connected. They just all look at very different women throughout history, and that are usually overlooked, mainly for the reason that they are in the shadows of the men in their lives, and these books look and put them at the center, which is great. Here are some others, but for the sake of this video I'm not going to get into those, but more new ones as well. I also got sent NW by my friend Angelica. So there's that. It starts here with something I would like to point out. Here are my unread Peter Stam book, because this hoe is scared to read, continue to read his works, because I really like, if you don't know, but you probably will, Agnes by Peter Stam is my favorite book. And I don't know, let me know if you also feel weird about like continuing reading a book by an author you enjoyed their work so much. I read 2 other books of his which I loved just as much, maybe not as much, but I loved, really I loved as well, and I just feel weird continuing, but I definitely will be at some point. We also have over here those books that were Zarathustra, which I read most of it, I think, way back when I was like 14 or 13. So that's why it's there. I want to reread it as well. Here is my favorite Fontane. That's Effie Briest. If you have not read Fontane yet, please do. Effie Briest is a great place to start, and I think one of his only works translated into English. So that's a great one. Right here we have my Paulo Coelho collection. He's definitely like an author for me. That's why I like constantly buy his books, even though I have not read too much of them, but the ones I read I always enjoyed. These are mostly like we bought them used. Yeah, but there's also more Fontane right here. We have some Büchner, some Shakespeare. There's my copy of Hamlet, and somewhere here is also Undine by Foucault, which is just a great story, and also Wedekind's Frühlingserwachen, or Spring Awakening, I think it's in English. This book I read, or this play, no book, play. Well, you know what I mean. I read it when I was actually planning on writing my own play a few years ago. So there's that. It served as sort of an inspiration for my play. So there's that, I guess, and I wanted to reread and annotate it. Also an author recommendation, J.D. Erpenbeck books right there. Down here we have my ballet shoes, when I started out with ballet. And we have this old copy of The Moomins. Here we have what I want to point out, Walter Mörs books. He's quite well known in the German-speaking community. Here we have a lot of non-fiction, not non-fiction, historical fiction, and there's the German copy of Ulysses. Also, like, this was a present from a friend from Italy when I graduated high school. So there's that. Right here we have some Connie Pullman. She's a great author. Caroline Emke, she's a very fantastic non-fiction author from Germany. Here I have my like yellow Reclam books. I really like them. We have some more Fontane down here, 3 of his other works. We also have Goethe, of course, some Schiller and stuff like that. And behind here, he's not hiding, he's just taking a rest. We have my Sartre collection, because, you know, gotta have my Sartre here. Being Nothingness is actually over here. Also, why is he's not hiding, he's taking a rest. But that's here because that needs its own spot, of course. So here we have a collection of the Arthurian legends, because I'm a hoe for the Arthurian legends. Here are some books, this one and this one, where is it? This one, I used for my cover experiment. Here we have my Ferdinand von Schirach collection. Yeah, I really like his works a lot. I have read part of this one as well as part of this one, and yes, there's that. Then down here we have middle grades fairy tale retellings, the Percy Jackson series. I have not yet read them. Here we have Our Little Fellow Witch. She turns out to come visit us around fall time a lot, so there's that. Here we have like these really old fantasy series. Those are still way back when I first read the Prophecy of Sisters trilogy by Michelle Sink, and it's like, I think, along the same lines of like that really old YA fantasy types, where the tropes weren't as obvious but the plots were still massively cheesy. But I loved it, and I really loved the Prophecy of Sisters, so I still need to read those books. Here we have The Count of Monte Cristo, which my mom bought in a traveling used bookstore, mainly because it has Gerard Depardieu on the cover. Let's be honest. But we also have Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar in German here, which, if Michael is watching, he will kill me for not having read it yet. We have Paul Celan's or Celan poems. He's a great author, and I really enjoy his poems. I've read a lot of it. Right there, really not showing up. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. Is Bertolt Brecht's poems. He's a great author. I really love him. Right here we have the copy of Moby Dick, which we'll have to read. Also, this is haunting me. The Man Without Qualities, which I still need to read, but it's massive and it's complicated. But yeah. Yeah, so there's that. Also, we have that Douglas Adams series. I don't know what is the English title. Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but you will surely let me know in the comments. But that's over there in German. Here we have like a mix of books. Here we have some graphic novels. Actually, some graphic novel adaptations of Agatha Christie stories. Which, by the way, we have the collection down here, because my father used to be obsessed with Agatha Christie books. We also have some Nicolas Barrault. Here, I don't know if he's known in the English speaking community. We also have some Jean Ziegler. He is a favorite from both my mom and I. He's a social critic about like capitalism and how we as the Western world treat others. We also have, funny enough, a book that my mom also bought, and that traveling secondhand store, a biography of young Lenin by Trotsky, which is always fun. If you know my political background as well, that's great. Here we also have like one of those series I bought when I was obsessed with The Prophecy of Sisters. That's why we put them on the front, so I actually read them. Here we are starting to collect the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley. Yeah, the next one is coming out in German sometime in November, so there's that. And yes, there's a non-fiction book about sex. That's mainly my interest. Yeah, we have quite a few of those. I'm very interested in that topic. I wanted to get into sex education for a long time, but it's quite difficult here in Switzerland. But whatever. Just proves my point that we're all just super prude here. But whatever. That's a topic for another video. And here is also like the Noughts and Crosses series by Mallory Blackman and Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, which I read most of it. Yeah. Now on to the English ones. I will have to figure out, there's something in my way. Excuse me. I have like this cube where I can rest up my feet. That was in my way. But also like we have here some pretty books. We have like a pretty version of The Beauty and the Beast. I got this postcard from my friend Maya. Some just pretty books. There's Hamilton. Yeah, we have a Frida Kahlo collection, obviously, like a graphic novel biography. Some children's books. We have the Harry Potter ones down here. These ones, Ted Hughes, Letters by Ted Hughes. This book, In the Sunlight or in Shadow, in Sunlight or in Shadow, is a book that contains short stories inspired by Edward Hopper pictures. So yeah, there's that. And we also have John Berger's essay collection, Landscapes and Portraits, down here because, you know, I'm an art hole. Now, right above there we have some non-fiction as well as Middlemarch, I think, yes. There's that. Then we have this Dorothy Must Die series right there. I have not read it yet. I got that for very cheap, the whole series. Then we have these like non-fiction books. Still need to film my first part of the Alice series, an essay on Venice by Mary McCarthy, which you gotta celebrate. Again, this one is also a non-fiction book about sex. Also, we have this Wicca for Beginners book, which I read most of it, but want to reread as a whole. On Deck Girl Gang has been huge lately. We also have Bret Easton Ellis books because Rachel made me do it. I read Less Than Zero, that's why this is not there and the lighting is terrible. I apologize dearly. Then I also have like the Fairyland Girl Fairyland series. I have a book about Van Gogh and Gauguin and the time where Van Gogh cut off his ear. I have the Golden Compass shining right there because I need that series finally be read. We also have Cannery Row by John Steinbeck and Educating Rita. With Cannery Row, I feel like that's the only book that could closely come to the same level as Agnes, so no pressure. We have some The Crimson Petal and the White and Sex and the Cherry. The Crimson Petal and the White is by Michelle Faber. Sexing the Cherry, obviously, by Janet Winters in, oh my gosh, I just blanked right there. We also have some Vladimir Nabokov collected stories. Then we have another essay on Venice, because I miss Venice. Then we have right here, you really can't see, like, I'm sorry, The Ash Girl, which is a play recommended to me by my friend Matthew. And down here I have the Shatter Me series still unread. I have Shatter Me read, but I still need to continue the series, which I apologize, Whitney, if you're watching. I also have the thing about jellyfish. I know that Anna has been reading that lately, so there's that as well. And another book, I used this one for my cover challenge. Right here we have some penguins, because I'm a hoe for penguin. Please hire me if you see this. We have some Margaret Drabble right here. The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. We have some Gertrude Stein. Some non-fiction. Then we have like this color, these colored penguin books things. Some more Sartre and stuff like that. Maxim Gorky. And yeah. Just like there's also Walden right there, which I will be reading soon. Here we have a non-fiction by Italo Calvino. There's some more Italo Calvino right here. Right here. We also have this book here that has been one of David Bowie's favorite books. So, of course, I had to have it. Yeah, here's Pride and Prejudice, which is just on there because I want to reread it. And then right under it is the Penguin Book of Witches, because we love some feminist empowerment. So we have to put that right there. Some used books like Max Stiller's, yeah, of course. Max Frisch, I'm not Stiller, or Stiller in German. And the first in the Donna Leon series right there. Here we have some choices that were inspired by, of course, Matthew. We have like right there is Story of the Eye. He did a great review on that and forced me to read it. I have not yet. Then Under the Jaguar Sun by Italo Calvino was also recommended by him, and Tristes Tropique was recommended by him, but also I'm interested because of my studies. And another one of those is 100 Artists Manifesto. Then we have a history about Salem right there. Then we have Meg by Steve Walton, because Erica made me do it. Erica made everyone do it. Then we have right there and right there we have some Andrew Smith, which Rachel made me do it. And there's The Godfather, because every Italian has to own The Godfather. I would not recommend reading it in Italy, because you might get associated with certain people, and you don't want that in Italy. And we have Ulysses in English, because you got to read it in the original language. And here we have High Rise, which I only bought because Luke Evans plays a character in the movie, and I had to have it. Then we have some more Sylvia Plath, some Anna Freud, the daughter of Sigmund Freud, but also a woman of her own, and we need to put her into the light as well. Then we have Andy Warhol's The Philosophy of Andy Warhol, and here we have like a Hemingway collection because you know, if you go to that place I go to in Italy, that is inevitable. Like what's the word? You know, you can't get past having a Hemingway collection on your shelf. Here's also, and I want to shame myself by showing that it's still on my TBR, On the Road by Jack Kerouac. I took that with me like for summer vacation, and I've not read it yet. Granted, I was sick, so you know. Yeah, then we have some biographies right here. Of course, some Bruce Springsteen, because you gotta love him. Johnny Cash. Then a Michelle Obama biography, because you gotta love her. My massive collection of John Berger. These are like these ones. I read most of it. We also have Susan Sontag, because a whole gotta love, you know, like she's just can you tell I love her? Yeah, so we have her, of course. We have some mermaid books, because of course. Then we have ways of curating, because I have to inform myself about my future like professions. Picture at Hanging Rock, most underrated movie ever, and I don't care if like Amazon or whatever put a new adaptation of it out. It's DOG that counts. Also, most underrated book is Never Far From Nowhere by Andrea Levy. Like, it's a gorgeous book. If you want to look at a biracial experience, no, not even biracial, what am I talking about? An immigrant experience. I think I was thinking about another book. In the UK, that is really accurate and really portrays the struggles well. I'm not saying that from my own perspective. I say that because of the friends I have who have read it, who have a similar background, and they really appreciated the representation, and it has a variation of different topics to be explored in that book as well. So definitely go check that out for sure. Also, I want to point out that I have Ruby Fruit Jungle right there, and I don't know why I have not read it yet. So yeah, that's like the main things. Oh no, Alice Smith, I also want to point out that I have Alice Smith on my shelves, because you know, you gotta do that. But that's just a quick overview, and I just saw something in my like, you know, something that I still need to show. Most underappreciated author, Laurie Foos. Read the Blue Girl and then read all her other stuff. Thank you very much. But yes, this is like just a quick overview of our shelves. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sure you have many, because that was quick. She says, and has like 30-minute footage, but oh well. Maybe I spoke too fast. That's like usually a problem when I don't have myself in the viewfinder and I can look at myself. Not in the viewfinder, what I'm talking about. Like in the, I don't see myself talking. Then I tend to talk faster. I don't know why. But yeah, that's, sum it up finally. That's my updated bookshelf tour. There are many more books I would like to point out, but time is ticking and we don't have that much time. And you will see those books in my channel sometime. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed a quick overview, and I will see you in another video. Bye!